What's going on, everybody? Yes, we are back with Words Are Hard. We are bringing it back strong today. Thank you so much for stopping by this video. I really do appreciate you. I'll be the host. My name is Mad Viking King, where I am diving into content creators' lives, my friends' lives, and we're gonna see how they became who they are today. We're gonna be diving into their story, picking their brain, and having some fun shenanigans along the way. Today's guest is none other, the man, the myth, the legend, Supermurgantroid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for stopping on by. I really do appreciate you, brother. How we feeling? How are we doing?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here. I've been on a couple of podcasts before, but I, when we first started talking about like throwing out the idea of doing a Words is Hard, I started getting excited about it. And even before we started here, we were already getting excited about it again. We had to shut up so that way we could talk more while we were live than before we started. So I'm already excited. I'm already revved up.
I'm glad to hear it, man. Thank you for making time and everything else to be able to stop by and everything. Also, for those of you that are watching this video on the channel, if you like anything you see, if you want, notification on the next video I upload, I try to regularly upload every other Thursday, so be looking out for it. Press that subscribe button, slap it, all right? Give it a good baiting, all right? And then hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is going to be uploaded. So, Super. All right. We're going to dive in to your brain. We're going to dive in on content creating and all the fun things, okay?
That's a dangerous place, my brain, but let's give it a go.
We're going to explore, all right? We're going diving into the jungle. So,
I got this.
We're going to start off real simple, all right?
Okay.
I want you in a short summary to tell everybody a little bit about you as a person, not just Supermurgantroid, just you, like things like who you are, like who you like, what are some of your hobbies? We're going to start with there, and then we'll dive into everything else, all right?
A summary. Okay, what time frame do I have as this summary here? Because I feel like I can talk a lot.
Well, I mean, this video. Well, we both talk a lot. That's our problem.
Okay.
We're chatties.
That's okay.
So literally,
I can do it. I can be like the origins of where I come from and how I decided to
talk
do
about
what I do.
about if you want to talk about like where you're from or like some of your favorite hobbies and like what you do on the side. Absolutely.
Okay, well, in that case, where I'm from, I'm Canadian, so very, very proud to be Canada. I'm a streamer. Before I was streaming, though, I was actually a employment coach. I was a corporate trainer, so I taught a lot of people about like teams and how to treat each other like human, how to bring kindness and love back into the workplace. And when people are happy, then they're more productive, and everybody feels good and everybody feels valued, and then we all contribute. So that's where I kind of started. Before even that, I was a loss prevention officer. I used to arrest people, but I've always been fascinated on how the brain works and how we can interact with each other to increase our quality of life, because that's what it's all about, right? We all want to live like our best life. So having said that, I started taking life coaching as well. And so I had all this coaching training, and then all of a sudden COVID happened in 2020 and I couldn't train people anymore. And the company that I was with really wasn't set up yet to go remote. So as a result, a friend of mine was playing Fortnite on Twitch. And so I thought, wow, this Twitch thing is pretty cool. I bet you I could set up something so that way I could also bring some positivity and creativity to this platform, and it could be a good outlet for me. And so then I decided to create the Positive Power Hour. It's a just chatting stream. We occasionally do some games as well. Wednesdays we have horror hump days. But it's really helped me to be able to branch out my own creativity at a time where I wasn't doing anything else. Just like everybody else, I was stuck at home. And so I just kind of ran with it and let my brain go, which is something that I've never been able to do in any job or anywhere else in my life, really. So being able to have that freedom to just think something and do it. I kind of look at streaming as being like content creation as being the Disneyland of the internet, where quite literally you can do anything that you want. And then, people show up awesome, like they,
yes.
Yeah, so
All
so
right,
having a lot of fun
dig
with
it.
it.
I
Having a
dig
lot of
it.
fun with it.
I'm glad to hear it. Seriously, like, wow, like, just that's awesome. That's awesome. God, man, that's a lot. That's definitely a journey. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So,
Okay.
thank you for that. That was really well done, by the way.
You're welcome.
I do agree.
I just pulled that out of thin air as well. That was not prepped at all.
No, and one thing I definitely want to like bring up is the fact that you was talking about like being happy and giving back. You know, providing that serotonin really like does set up the environment. You know, and like how people are going to react to it as well. And I just couldn't agree more, because putting the good out there in the world, it definitely, you know, it shows your character, and it shows like what you truly want. And you know, there's no ill will, there's no side objectives. You know, you are just on this path, you're gonna have fun, and you're just gonna be the best you could be. And I love to see that. That, like, literally, like, that's me. You know, that's all I want as well. So
that's the core. Everybody
Yes.
wants like basically two things, and they both coincide and support each other. Number one, we want to be loved and we want to love. Like, that's one right there. Is that we want that exchange of love. That's we strive for connection and that you know, bonding on a deeper level. We want that. We need that. We seek for it. So if you find a group of people that you feel loved around, then that's amazing, and that's what you can create on this platform. And the second one is just to have like a quality of life where you can enjoy your life, right? And so both of those kind of go hand in hand. If you're seeking both, then they kind of work in tandem with each other. And if you can create that in any space whatsoever, but especially in a place like this, where we can literally create this in the communities that we have while we're playing games, or while we could be doing cosplays.
Like us doing this right here, like just chatting back and forth and being able to upload on YouTube, and you know, like that's just and it's great. You know, we get to sit back in our homes and like just have conversations. That's basically what it is. Yeah. So to dive in, first topic. So,
all right,
when you're not streaming, when you're not content creating and everything else, what are some of your favorite hobbies that you would like, you know, you like to do on the side? You know, something that even can distract your brain a little bit. If you're, you know, if your brain's overwhelmed with like everything that involves being a content creator, what would be some of your favorite hobbies that you particularly enjoy? Whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's kind of a that's a hard question to ask, if I'm being honest, because for me, I enjoy having the opportunity to be creative. So whenever I'm not content creating, I'm actually wishing I was content creating for the most part. My other time is mostly spent with my family, right? Like spending time with Mrs. Super or the kids, going out for a walk, going shopping, doing something together, going out to a movie. So every time I'm not doing that, I really am thinking about, you know, elements of something. It's like, hey, I'm going to do a themed event or something like that. Maybe I should change all the alerts to be able to match this theme. Or I wonder how I can take this next game show to the next level. And so, I mean, any of my mods, specifically Starlight Embers, who is kind of my right-hand mod, and she will just get text from me from all times of the day, just being like, hey, this thing that's coming up, what if we were to do this? Just thoughts, you know? And she'll come back and she'll have a whole bunch of these kind of placeholder questions that, you know, next time we talk, we'll be able to kind of talk about.
That
So, I mean,
that definitely answers
if
it.
I'm being honest, it's
so,
mostly
like,
content creation is my jam.
I get that. So, like, you know, those of you that don't already know who I am, I'm also a content creator just like Super. And I understand exactly where he's coming from, because literally, you know, you're constantly thinking about it. It is good to take that break. You know, like for me, hobby-wise, I do watch anime. I do love anime. I love watching my shows. I like to go on walks. It gives me a chance to like clear my head. I don't even listen to music. I just dive into nature, and that's like my happy place. So
okay, what's your favorite music that you listen to though? Because that's actually really important.
Music? Oh,
yeah. What kind of music do you listen to? Like, what's your happy place music?
Are we switching this around? Like,
I'm not used to being on this side. Okay,
I know.
So, but
okay.
for yourself, I'm interested. What kind of music do you listen to?
I love how we're turning. Okay, music I listen to, it depends on the vibe I'm in. So like if I'm relaxing, I listen to lo-fi. If I'm cleaning up the house, I like to listen to 80s music. It kind of like gets me, it kind of gets me motivated in my jam.
That Tom Cruise moment where you slide with the broom in your hand and your tiny whities and be like,
oh yeah, just rocking out, like especially
Totally.
that song "Everybody's Working for the Weekend."
Right,
So like,
yeah.
I'll be like bopping my head, I'll be like vacuuming, I'll be dusting, wiping down the counters, and getting into it for sure.
That's exactly. So yeah,
Also,
no, I'm a big music fan as well. Like sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
I was gonna say, like, music is generally a big part of my life. I played 6 instruments in a high school. So if I do get opportunities, I will occasionally sit down. I listen to a lot of music, but I will occasionally sit down at a synthesizer. I've got a cello in the back that I pluck out every now and then. I can play.
Time out.
I'm gonna say, okay.
What? I didn't know
this loosely. I'm going to say this loosely.
Okay.
This statement. I can play Ode to Joy on the cello. I'm saying that loosely because it's something that I pick up every now and then. But cello's always been my favorite instrument out of all the instruments that I've ever played.
That's beautiful.
And so if I had more time between family and content creation, I would probably spend it learning the cello a little bit more.
Okay, so
how's that?
That's amazing. Like that's perfect. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did get some hobbies in there.
Cello. Yeah.
All right. So let's dive it back a little bit. So we talked about some of your favorite hobbies. Where all that kind of derives from and everything else. Content creating is a big part of your life, just like it is in mine. So I definitely understand on that level. But I learned something new about you as well. So my next question for you is probably one that I have to ask everybody because I think it has meaning to it. So where did your name, where did Supermurgantroid, where did that derive from? What's the meaning behind it? And what does it, not only that, but what does it mean to you?
Well, interestingly enough, that also goes back to music. Back when I was very, very heavy into music, I was in band. I was a band kid. I was the drummer that just kind of did whatever I wanted, and the music teacher got all upset every time I did because I went off script. But having said that, I was really into jazz because my first ever drum teacher was a Latin jazz drummer. And so I found a love for jazz very, very early on as I was learning music. And as a result, I fell in love with this movie. It is with a young Christian Bale before he's Batman.
Whoa! I love Batman. What? I'm just saying. I just wanted to say that. I love Batman.
It was good. It's good. I love the Christian Bale Batman. He is my favorite Batman aside from Michael Keaton, which, by the way, really excited about The Flash. I don't know if it's a cameo, but it has the original Michael Keaton coming back for Batman. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
Well, you brought up you was in band, right?
Yeah,
I too was in band. I played trumpet.
Were you?
Yes.
No way.
I was fourth chair. Yeah, I played trumpet ever since middle school. And then I went up to high school, and then I got out of band. That's when I joined JRTC. That which led me to the military path that I went on. So yeah.
Trumpet was the one that I never got to dive into. I've never really played with it. But whenever you play trumpet, did you like go full Dizzy Gillespie where your cheeks would just pop out like that when you played?
I'm sorry. Can you give me like a visual? Like, can you like
it was you? That's how Dizzy Gillespie used to play. Just, yeah, exactly. It was it. And it was like full cheeks. And they tell you to tighten your cheeks and everything.
So like you gotta go like this is gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna do it. So you gotta like well, you gotta get your lips together, and then like you just kind of go with that. So yeah, there's our impressions for that.
Yeah, every duck in the world just said ooh. Like that's what just happened right there.
Every duck in the world just said ooh. Oh my! I mean, yeah, you could use it potentially as that. So okay, so with your name, going back to it, your name's Supermurgantroid. You said that it derives from music, and
it derives from the movie Swing Kids with Christian Bale about two kids that, and I don't want this to go to a dark place, but this is what this movie is about. It's
Okay.
about swing music in Nazi Germany. And so these kids get caught at this swing bar because that type of music was illegal in Germany at the time. And so they have to go
Right.
to these like underground swing bars where swing music is playing, they're swing dancing. They got caught there and they had a choice to either go to a prison camp or to join Hitler's youth, right? And so they decide to join Hitler's youth. And then there's this huge controversy where one kind of gets sucked into the propaganda and the other one doesn't and starts to rebel. Great movie, very powerful, makes me cry every single time. It was one of my favorite movies at one point in time, full of amazing jazz music with like Benny Goodman and more. So having
So I have a
said
quick
that,
question. I was gonna
yeah.
say, unless you're about to dive
Yeah.
into it, I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, no,
I
no. We're like
apologize.
no. Whenever you're ready. The next segment,
Yeah.
the next statement is where Supermurgantroid comes from. So go ahead.
Okay,
Matt.
so yeah, well, that's why like I didn't want to cut you off because I didn't know
Yeah.
like if we were diving deeper into. I've never seen the film. That's why I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Like which part like kind of brings in like is it the name Super Murgatroyd that gets brought up in the film or Murgatroyd?
So it's not a name.
Or...
It's actually a jazz term that was
Oh.
used in the movie. So Supermurgantroid is a term in jazz verbiage at that time that meant lively, right? Or awesome, right? So it'd be like, oh my God, that club was so Supermurgantroid, right? And so I thought that lively or awesome. I was thinking about doing something that had the word awesome because I love that word. And then I thought my love of music mixed with something awesome and lively, which I think. Not that I'm awesome, but just like the type of atmosphere that I want to create, that you're awesome, right? That this is awesome. This is we're having a great time. So Supermurgantroid was just kind of like, let's create a channel that's all about being lively and awesome.
Yes.
And so
yes.
that's where it comes from.
That's so awesome. Out of everybody I brought on here so far, that right there really like that hits me hard because when it comes to Mad Viking King, I don't know if I even told you. Or this is to everybody as well. Mad for crazy, Viking because I love Norse mythology. I actually loved more Norse mythology before it became a trend. Like ever since I was 15, you know. And then King was like king of hype because back in 2019, like I would get up and dance and do like, and then I had to stop doing it because like my hip flexors, I got medical discharge from the military and like all of my bones started grinding. Even when I stay up and stretch now, like I do that SpongeBob, like bring it around. You can hear it. It sounds like rusted cogwheels. Like just like literally like I'm not even kidding. It's literally like bring it around. Oh God! Oh my hip!
So when your face does that, like everybody's like, oh my God, he's so feeling this. He is so hype right now. And really in your head, you're like, this hurts so much.
I mean, it's good to stretch it, but like, it's painful when it stretches. So that's awesome. Thank you for telling me about that. I know you've told me.
Worries.
I know you told me like a shorter version of that when it was just me and you just talking and hanging out. So I'm learning about a lot about you. Now we're gonna dive in. We're gonna switch up the gears a little bit.
Cool.
All right. So from what you've told me and everybody else, you're a father, you're a husband. Now, when it comes, and you also have children. How many kids do you have?
2. I've got 2 kids.
Okay.
They're teenagers.
Kids.
They're teenagers. I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was meant to say. Rewording and such. So, being a father, being a husband, and also having kids. Between like content creating and then that, like, what's their perspective of like content creating, everything else? I know we talked about it on the side, but this is for me diving into your brain, everybody, kind of peeking into your life and seeing what happens.
So I've been doing this for like 2.5 years now. So we've gone through a lot of ups and downs as content creators. I pushed really hard in my first year and we unlocked partner. We were like just on the cusp. So we applied assuming we weren't going to get it. Just because, they want more than just the bare minimum of the threshold. And so we applied, we didn't get it. And then I readdressed it to my family and I was like, okay, here we go. We did it. We didn't get it. What do you guys think? Where do we go from here? Right? Like, how do you guys feel about us, continuing to go above and beyond? And the one thing that they said was that they missed me. So to answer your question, balancing that out is not always an easy thing. I had to back out a little bit more from the amount of time that I was spending on the platform. At the end of the day, to become a full-time content creator, it is like starting any kind of business where it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of sacrifice. And knowing where to divert your energy so that way you do what you're trying to build justice, but also not forgetting that you have other relationships in your life.
Yeah,
I would
it's
say
just making
there's
other
some
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would say
get
there's
that.
sometimes where I do it really well, and then there's other times where I don't do it as well as I'd like. And then I feel after that first year, because I had that moment with my family, I'm a lot more conscious, and I can see kind of the red flags. Or me myself, I can say to myself, you know what, I've been spending a lot of time here. I need to now set time aside for my family and spend some real quality time this week, because last week was crazy hectic. We had a bunch of stuff going on.
Gotcha.
And now I need to refocus. So
Which I
would
want to
say,
like definitely promote that. I
Yeah.
thank you for, making time for this. That's awesome. Being a family man, I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. I don't even have a girlfriend. I have none of those things. But my family lives in the area that I'm in, and I still struggle with it, like, hey, can you come over and do XYZ? Hey, we have these family events going on. And then, me being a full-time content creator as well, like, I understand where you're coming from, because it's setting time like for your friends, your loved ones, because you still want to live life. You still want to do these things, but also be successful in your business that you promoted. So that's amazing. Thank you for telling us about that. Now, Super. Now comes a moment.
Oh, are we getting serious?
It's
the tone just changed. Did everybody else feel that?
It's
okay.
intense.
Here we go.
Super. I'm gonna ask
Ready.
you once and only once.
Okay.
What is your favorite dessert?
You know what? I'm not one of those people where it's like I've isolated it because there was this cream that was made in a foreign country, and when it comes together with American cuisine and it's arranged on a plate, that it's heaven.
Okay.
I like food. Yeah.
So dessert.
So I would say cinnamon rolls. As a dessert, I know it's not as elegant.
Let's go.
But
That's fine. It works. It works.
Yeah.
I asked someone else this before,
Yeah.
like my last guest, and literally blew me out of the water. And I was just like, okay, you sound like you ever been to a Starbucks, Super?
Yes.
All right. So you know how like when you're asking for an order, like they're like, okay, you want a caramel with a vanilla latte along with a mocha on top with a cherry and some whipped cream. And it's like, I want a coffee. I like coffee. I want coffee. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And literally, that's how they describe the dessert. I'm like, okay, but like, can you like sum it up? I don't know what that is. So okay, I'll go with that. Minus cheesecake. Minus
For me,
cheesecake.
it just makes me feel like home, because whenever I would come home from school when I was a kid going to elementary school, my mom would do some baking. And it just seemed like every time she made cinnamon rolls, that whenever I would come home, the smell would hit me, and it's just hardcore home in my heart. So whenever if I have the option, I would like a nice warm cinnamon roll. That's it, with the icing melted on top.
Yes.
That's just home to me.
it.
So yeah.
I'll thank you for that story. That's wow. It actually got me. Okay. All right. It got me tearing up. Just it's a very like impactful thing when you taste something, you smell something, and then it reminds you of something. I actually had this happen the other day, but it was like a weird thing. I was over at Walmart and I was just getting deodorant, and someone sprayed some Axe body spray. You talking about a flash of the past in like high school, where like, it's just like, oh yeah, and those like Axe body spray commercials. It's like refreshing. This will definitely get you. Like, you remember that?
Yeah, like, and then everybody in elementary school, high school, they seem to not have any smell receptors, so they get
so
everywhere.
Potent. Yeah,
they
just
get
went
everywhere.
And
it's
then
like I think I
there'd be
missed a spot on my foot, and
they'd
it's
be like halfway
what's
down the
wrong with you?
hallway. They'd be like down the hall, and you could smell them approaching. Right,
yeah.
It was like a boss fight you was intended for. It's like I have to go this way. This is where my classroom's at, and and the closer you get, the more strong, like that potent. It's overwhelming.
How do you go through a can in a week? Like that stuff should last you a month. How do you go through a can in a week?
It wasn't a phase, Mom.
It wasn't a phase.
Okay, diving back into the questions though.
Okay.
So, all right, you play games. I've seen you play
Yes.
games. However,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about and dive into the events you've created. I want to talk
Okay.
about the events you created, where the ideas sprung from your brain. You know, like we were talking. I'm gonna like break the fourth wall real quick. So I was talking to Super before this video, and I was like, hey, let's talk about this on the video. So like, and it's gonna be that we're there. All right, that's your cue. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So, where did these ideas, when you was thinking about all these events and everything, come from? Where did they derive from?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So, going back to the original comment of where I came from, and I started the Positive Power Hour. Whenever I was like doing themed things, I was thinking, we could take this to the next level, and we could feature streamers on shows, right? Like we could take the Positive Power Hour and use it as a platform to be able to help other people grow as well, and give them visibility on a platform where there's not a lot of it. So the Streamer Showcase started up, which was just literally talking to streamers about their stream in groups of 4. And then from there, it was like, hey, I bet you we could make this more creative and actually create game shows or specific additional events. So we started creating a whole bunch of them. Now we've got like the Gauntlet, Life, the Universe, and everything. The Price is Wrong, the Hot Seat, Stream of Thrones, the Calamari Games, Streamer Feud. We just did that clip that was just there. That was Useless Inventions, one of our newer ones. And we create these things from scratch with the idea of creating like an entire game show that would usually take an entire myriad of people back in a control room to be able to create. And we try and create this so that way we can run it all through the programs that we have with a mod or two to support. It's a lot of fun. Some of these games are based off of other games that are more popular. We kind of take the idea and then, make it our own. Yeah, exactly. And some of them are just, built up from absolute scratch. But the whole idea behind it was I was always inspired by Jimmy Fallon, the talk show host late at night. And so whenever I was doing one-on-ones where I would have house guests on my stream, I tried to do it the way he does. And I feel the way Jimmy Fallon does it, which makes him so successful, is that he doesn't often just feature himself as much as he has guests on. And then when the guests come on, he kind of says, hey, what are you really good at, right? And then somehow they incorporate that into the event that they do. And so that's what I started with doing when I just did one-on-ones, and I called it my house guest stream. And I would just basically challenge them to a challenge that I knew that they were better than me at. And I felt if I just went out and made everybody else look good, that then other people would want to make me look good, right? It would just be this, do the first deed, and then everybody else would just want the same.
Absolutely.
And so that's how we built all of these extra events. And it can be like a house guest where I only have one person, all the way up to we now have the Super Olympics, which features over 100 streamers, usually done for a charity event in a 4-hour stream. That's just a lot of fun. Again, a great opportunity to bring networking streamers together and communities together. And of course, for a good cause is always good as well. So again, Jimmy Fallon, the whole idea is just I want to make people look good and give us all an opportunity to be able to have fun together. And if we can break down that, anxiousness about interacting with each other, and we can just have fun.
I get that. With the Jimmy,
highlight.
It's funny because I was talking to Super before this, and we was talking, let's say behind stage. Why not? We'll say it that way.
In the green room there.
In the green room, yeah. We were talking about this, and I told him like Jimmy Fallon. That's where words are hard, So like the one thing, if you ever go on Twitch, or any content creator, like really, words are hard. Which they are, we get scrambled up in our brain, like we'll be doing all these side projects and overlays and OBS and Streamlabs and whatever you use as an open broadcasting system. And then when stream starts, your brain just shuts down and then the chaos ensues. Right? You're reading chat, you're doing this and that, and that's what I want to provide. And I think it was funny because when I said that, that's when you said that, Super. You're like, oh, you too? And I'm like, yeah, man. So that's where this came from, which I think this has a lot of potential, because I wanted to invite friends, but I was like, all my friends are content creators. So I was like, you know what? Let's just plug the two together. I learned a little bit about you. Like with the cello, I didn't know that before. So I see this as a great experience. You know what I mean? Right?
I've learned about you today. You like lo-fi music?
Yeah,
And 80s when you're dancing and cleaning the house.
heavy metal. Almost every single genre. Almost every single
There you
genre,
go.
honestly. So my next one. So how long? All right. Now, super. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk some beards. We're gonna have a
beards.
beard session.
Okay.
Okay. How
Oh,
long
no.
can we expect? I know how Mrs. Super feels. I know we talked about this in the
Yeah.
past. Do you think that, like, even during, winter, I know we're, still like coming out of it, now we're about to go into spring.
Yeah.
Can we expect like any, growth from, the beard getting any longer?
Growth from the beard. So I would say yes and no. I'm going to say yes for special occasions, because I do grow out my beard for special events like, the glitter beard stream, where it's enough that I can put baubles on my beard and paint it a full color. Probably during Christmas time as well, where we'll make it go all white and I could be like jolly old Saint Nick. No, on a day-to-day basis, because some people don't enjoy the beard as much in my life. It was funny, actually. The only reason why I started growing it is out of laziness.
Real quick.
It's out of laziness, if I'm being honest. The beard came from pure laziness.
Okay, I'll it's funny that you say that, because like with me growing my beard, like I was in the military and I had to shave all the time, and then when I got out, I was like, I kept shaving, but then I was like, what if I didn't? What if I could get past, when the itchy phase and everything else? I was like, what would happen? And then I started growing it, and then like we have achieved victory.
So so yours is a spite beard, is what you're saying? You had to shave every day in the military, and now you're I'm not shaving.
I wouldn't say out of spite.
I'm
I
not
love beards.
shaving anymore.
I mean, you can see it that way, I guess.
It looks
That's where,
good.
like, it originally, thank you. It
Yeah, it
originally
looks good on
came
you.
from that. Well, beard care is really important. Beard oil, beard conditioner. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's with beards. That's fair. Now, obviously, those cold boards are hard. All right.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't make sense to call it that if I didn't ask you. What is one of the hardest words that you absolutely struggle to say?
So there's a few people, particularly within the community, that are upset because of my lack of ability to say this word, but it's a hard word. I'm not the only one that does it, and I try so hard.
No. Oh no, what is it? I'm curious now. Okay, now you have to. I mean,
yeah, it's Worcestershire.
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 Is that it? Worcestershire.
Are we? Hold on. Let me start.
Worcestershire. Okay,
Let me start this. So
I'm gonna
is it now? Let me try to say this again.
I don't even know how to spell it.
You, oh my god!
I'm trying to Google it, and I can't even spell it. How do you even spell this thing?
All right, it's worst. There it is. Hold on.
Worcestershire. No,
Worcestershire. You try it.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
There we go.
Okay, I tried though.
Yes, Worcestershire.
That's how it's
So that's your
spelled.
word. So that's your word.
Worcestershire.
You want to hear mine?
Worcestershire.
You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
My accent comes out on few words.
I'm excited.
I can
about
call
this.
it out multiple times.
Yeah.
Fire.
Fire.
F-I-R-E. Fire.
Yeah.
It's fire. It's fire.
I want you to say, "Let's get fired up."
Let's get fired up.
There you go.
Is that, yeah, there we go. All right.
That's how it needs to be said.
That's how it needs to be said.
Is how it needs to be said. You nailed
Let's get fired up.
Yeah.
You gotta have some emphasis to it, right? All right.
Yeah, that was
so, on top of the hardest word, we've also I got something special, Super.
Okay.
I would like you to join me. I have a hat. Okay. It's a special hat, and I want. Would you like to see my hat?
Yeah. Show me your special hat.
Okay, so
that
this
is
my hat.
special.
This is my hat. Okay,
that is
so
special
in all of its glory. Do you have any special hats? Because I know when you get raided. That's why I asked you. You know, I know you change all your hats. Do you have any special hats that you wanna show us?
I do have special hats. I've got a lot of different kinds. I've got like a squid hat, a Mario hat. I've got a what I call a jungle captain hat. I've got a police hat. I've got a lot of different hats. The one I've got here though is actually this is the crowd favorite hat.
Yes, bedazzle it. I love it.
This is it. And this is the one that I usually wear during my events because it is very bedazzling.
Here, how about we do this?
Is to get a matching suit.
Let's go. Bedazzle all the way. Okay, so put the hat on. There you go. Okay. It's all good.
Did it conk out? I think I stepped on something. Did it conk out the video?
No, you're...
Okay. I just showed my belly.
I mean... now this right here is pink. Right here, all right? I love I think yours is actually better. I mean, mine has whiskers.
Oh no, I can't. Yeah, I can't beat the whiskers, but I'll just do shiny.
It's fantastic. Thank you for, you know, you can leave that on if you want. You can just bedazzle
I do.
it.
I like it.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. So yeah, you do. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, like, you know, Super does do raids when he gets raided, and like, you know, he switches the hat and everything. By the way, because we are halfway on this video, I just want to say, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Like I said before, if you've enjoyed it, slap that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and comment down below who had like the better hat. Like, you know, like, was it Super? Was it MVK? Like, just comment down below. Don't point at me. It's definitely him. All right. It's the bedazzle. It definitely gets me. So we're going to switch up, again. So I want to like, see if I can really pick your brain.
Okay.
I want to go further down into the super void is what I'm calling this. Because I want to see how far I can go down. All right.
Okay. Sure.
So we were talking about, I want upcoming projects. I want to know, you know, what's the next big thing?
Our first ever long form video on YouTube. So we're very excited about that. We've never done this before. The editing techniques that need to be done in the recording of long form video is very different than just going live or you know, editing some quick clips from a stream that we've done, you know, offline or online. So it's a big project for us. We are on the tail end of that now. Meaning that we're actually, today, we should be finishing up that video and releasing it. So that clip that you just saw was actually a clip from that video that will be released probably tomorrow morning. So very exciting. Like, nobody else has seen any of it other than my mods.
Long form content. I'm so excited for you. I really am. I've actually stopped by your YouTube channel as well. Also, I'd like to point out, if you want to find Supermurgantroid, all of his platforms are going to be in the description down below, so you can check him out on all of those, including his YouTube. Now, when I stopped by your YouTube, I noticed, you know, you was working on a lot of shorts, you know, that you also upload on TikTok and everything else, which I get, you know, like I tried, you know, the gaming, I've tried that. I think what I'm going to like push towards is like some gaming, but what we're trying to do on this channel is bring back Words Are Hard, because I really enjoy these segments, number one, and I get to learn about my friends, and number two is OBS tutorials. So, you know, diving in on OBS, it's constantly updating, constantly things are changing. We was actually talking about this beforehand on, you know, how the streaming universe has like literally just, I mean, I remember back in the day when I first started in 2019, channel points wasn't a thing, DMCA wasn't a thing. They still had those really bulky overlays. Like, you know, you had the header, you had like the it just looked absolutely awful. Now everyone's like kind of like not doing that. We're going with like something clean, something, you know,
trying to do more. Less is more.
Less is better, you know, like less is just better. Now, I'm going to show I asked you earlier, you know, like what's the funniest moment on stream, right? And you sent me a clip which I'm going to show everybody, and you can talk. It's all good, you know. I know.
Okay.
I know that like it may seem weird without the audio, but like I want to hear your perspective on like where this came from, why you think this is a funny moment, and like just talk about like when you're not playing games, you know, like what people can expect when they stop by your stream. And this clip, I believe, definitely says it all. So let's go ahead and play this.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of just chatting. This came up, I think, for like cute. We had like a cute animal pictures day, and then this came up, which was a quacka. And you know, like sometimes you just go with what's going on here, with whatever chat is saying or with whatever chat is doing. In this specific instance, I just went off because I thought quacka, number one, is adorable to look at, but on top of that, the quacka name was just hilarious. And so I literally ranted, and somebody clicked that, about all the little puns and you know, things that I was thinking that was cracking me up. And chat was throwing in ideas as well. They were all doing quotes.
Was it cracking you up?
It was quacking me up like crazy,
quacking,
man.
that
was the last pun that was on that clip.
Oh my god, that's like.
So it was a lot of fun, but I think that for me is probably the true joy of my interaction on this platform is my ability to be able to chat with people and not just be the content, but have my chat as the content. So we do a lot of things where we say throw a picture or throw a meme or you know, throw this in my reactions page, and then we react to that during stream. I will have themed events where people can do that exact same thing and engage in it. We have this kind of theme in our stream as well that is chat versus content. I've got a little kind of segment video on it as well, where whenever I do a prepared themed day, if chat keeps me chatting more and I use their content that they've given me the day of more than my content that I prepared, sometimes put hours into preparing, I just shelf that for another day, and then we say that they won the chat versus content. Yeah.
That's amazing. So like when it comes to being interactive, I get it. You know, like me and your style, we actually had, you know, another one of our friends, you know, the Hermit and some other of our friends, we're very interactive with chat. We do want them to be involved because Twitch, if you all don't know what twitch.tv is, basically you're able to stream on a platform, live stream it, and chat, you know, they're able to, you know, type, you know, and talk to you and comment and jokes and bantering back and forth. That's what really makes community, in my opinion. And like, you know, that's the kind of content I want to put out. You know, obviously you have competitive shooters, you have people doing tournaments and all that stuff. Me and FPS, I used to be good at it. I sometimes dive into it.
Yeah.
But you know, now that's you know, not really
I can't
there.
compete. I can't compete.
It's not. It's terrible.
I don't think I've ever played a game for the competitiveness aside from two games. Number one, Mario Kart, and number two, Super Smash Brothers. And I've challenged relationships and friendships by playing that game. Otherwise, I'm not really that competitive.
So Super Smash, who's your character?
Yeah. Falcon. He's slower. He's slower, but if he connects,
if he gets that connection,
it's so annoying to everybody else except me. It's just like I just need one hit, man.
Mine with the newest one. Like growing up, I would definitely say it was probably Bowser. Or it was Mario, but like obviously over the years they added more characters. Cloud with the latest one. Because and then it's funny because I just dived into the Final Fantasy universe, which I'm absolutely loving. It's fantastic. But yeah, like I get the whole competitiveness. Like, you know, it's more like, hey, let's chill out, let's have some laughs, because it really makes your day. Which brings me to my next question. This is revolving around content creating. So if you had, you know, and this is gonna answer it how you will. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who wants to be a content creator or full-time, and you can, you know, you could separate, you know, just content creator and you can just leave it that. But like, what advice would you give now? Because obviously, like we was talking about before, I've been streaming for almost 4 years. It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
like, I mean, the game, like, I mean, I shouldn't call it a game. You know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah.
When I use that terminology.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, it's changed. It's adapted. It's improved upon. You know, you have all these fancy bots. You have Streamer Bot. You have Mix It Up. You have Touch Portal. Making our lives easier, making it more fun, interactive. Channel points being that. You know, so I'm saying for this year, right? As of 2023, what advice would you give to a content creator that wants, like, someone who wants to become one, whether that's streaming, whether that's recording? You know, content creator is a very broad topic. It's a very broad kind of like label, I guess you could see it as. So, like, what would it be?
Yeah. Well, to clarify, would we be talking about if someone came in as a content creator to make money? Like, they want to do it as a job, or they want it as a creative outlet?
So let me, that's fine. All right.
Because
it makes sense.
I do stream coaching, and the first question that I ask everybody as a stream coach,
we was about to dive into that. Yeah. It's all good. We can collab.
Why do you do this? And if it's for money, then that's a reality check, right? Like, you and I both know that, you know, there's a lot of people on the platform. Statistics are very, very specific about how hard it is to build financially, like as a business, as a content creator, and survive. I think when they, you know, the numbers were leaked because the Twitch got hacked, it was 0.02% of the platform was making more than minimum wage. And that was just in comparison to the monetization versus how many hours they were live streaming. It doesn't even count the amount of time that you're spending on the social media platform and everything like this.
I want to break this up because now you've kind of like opened it up, you know, and I want to dive down this. I want to really dive down this. So let's say that I want to become a content creator in 2023, right? So we talked about the financial side, right? Yeah. So we understand that. Now let's talk about the hours. And I can, you know, start it off.
A lot of hours.
Kind of, So like a normal person, I wouldn't say normal, but the average human being will work from 8 to 12 hours, depending on how their shift rolls and everything else. There's a lot of odd jobs out there and everything. So how many hours do you put in?
Okay, well, I used to put in anywhere from 12 to 16 hours, I would say. When we were in our first year and we unlocked partner, it was easily between 12 and 16 hours, sometimes more, because it was literally all about the content. It was about networking. It was about trying to get out some social media if you've got time for that. So that was how much time I was putting in then. Now that I've backed off a little bit more, I do try and keep it within a specific frame of 8 hours a day, just like I would any job. And I try to then shut that down at a specific time, go spend time with the family. And if they're all doing other things and, you know, they're all occupied, then instead of sitting down and watching a movie or something like that, I will jump on to, you know, other people's streams and say hi. I will jump into DMs and answer some of those, or jump into the server.
Right.
So, I mean, that for me is casual.
No, I get that.
I know it's still part of it.
If you, like, for me, it's like 120 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know, like full time, like what does that mean? Well, like we're doing, so like advice, you know, let's dial it back. So to go back to, you know, advice for a content creator in 2023, we've covered financial, we've covered how many hours we put in. And also we can talk about, you know, like all those hours we put in. So like me putting up, it could be for YouTube, it could be this video, right? I put up the words are hard, the overlay, and like everything else. We put that in the background, but you're not guaranteed success. You're not guaranteed monetization. You're not guaranteed any of those things. And I think, you know, when people tell me, okay, I'm going to go full time, like you started it, you know, there's a lot of thinking aspects. But again, dial it back. Advice to a content creator in 2023, after talking about financial, after talking about how many hours they go into it. You even, you know, you're a family man. You was talking about, you know, breaking the monotony, getting off the internet, spending time with, you know, IRL. So what would your advice be after talking about all those things?
So all that into consideration, understanding the challenges that it takes, there's only one thing left over then. Like the idea that if you're not having fun, then you're doing it wrong. If you're not having fun, you're going to burn out because of the hours that you have to put in, because of the demand on your creativity. So I tell everybody, if you're going to go in and be a content creator, if you've got another job, then do this whenever you can, right? You've got to love what you do on this platform. This is like I said, I call it Disneyland because you have to have the same passion that Disney had to make things a reality.
Right.
You dream it, right? And then you do it and do your best to make it as close to your dreams as you possibly can. And then keep improving it a little bit at a time. Don't think that you're going to come onto the platform, you're going to buy all the most amazing equipment. You've got a couple of ideas, you're going to play the newest game, and you're going to instantly be successful. Biggest misconception of all time. Those people often will burn out, and then you'll find that stuff, on some kind of, Facebook marketplace, right? All that extra equipment that they're reselling. That's where you can get the good deals. Is usually those people. But have fun above anything else, or you're going to burn out very quick.
Every creator, I want you to know this as well, that I've talked to, including yourself, and I say it as well, having fun. These things are core values. If you're not having fun, what's the point? I mean, if you're not enjoying yourself, because people will see it, you're trying to fake it. We've seen that a lot. It's just having fun, giving 110%. And if you give it your all and everything, who knows what's going to happen? And I'm going to quote something from Robin Williams, because I really looked up to him. And it's the fact that tomorrow, today I know what I'm doing, but tomorrow, I have no idea. How exciting. How exciting is it that you have no idea what you're doing tomorrow? Because it could be anything. It's like, you could plan your journey, you could plan your OBS, you could plan, but you can't plan what happens on stream. When it happens, it happens. And that right there is something that will never go away. Whether it's streaming, whether it's YouTube, connecting with others, it's just an absolute blast, which does give me my next one. You was talking about being a life coach. I know we've talked about being a life coach. We've talked about, coaching about stream and everything. What does it, now one thing I want to know is, what does it actually mean being a life coach? Like diving into that, what does it mean being a life coach? What does it mean coaching people about some stream etiquette, things that someone that's new maybe not know? You want to dive into that for us?
Well, let me just ask you a question in response to that. Okay. So for instance, what is a channel point redemption that almost every streamer has on their channel that has to do with self-care?
Oh, you're talking about hydrate.
I'm talking about Hydra. Absolutely. So in that instance, your chat is now your stream coach, right? But they're like your life coach, where that has nothing to do with streaming. It has to do with your health that you want to keep intact, so that way you can keep streaming, right? So that's a lifestyle thing. It's like, hey, we need to cover our bases, right? So you think you shouldn't really need that, because we all know we need water to survive. We need water to sustain our energy and to remain healthy. So that way we can do the things that we love to do. And so when people ask, like, what is a life coach? My most important or basic answer is, like any other coach, if you're a fitness coach, it's people who are telling you how to do the things that you already know, but being a support system, a consistent support system in your life, and giving you the life hacks that you need to be able to implement them more effectively. And statistically, they work more, right? So it's the same thing. It's like, do you need a fitness coach? No, you don't need a fitness coach. But if you have a fitness coach,
the offer's there, and it's like, I'm willing to help you. And it's like, I'm not telling you what to do. This is advice. You could either take it or you could leave it. And what you do with that advice can make you successful and make you a better person. Now, to talk about this, I personally want to say, this is another reason why I wanted Super as a guest. He's been fantastic, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with Super, he actually gave me advice. I was at a very low point, when it came to content creating, and everything else. It was very overwhelming. He kind of set me to the side, and he always DMs me. We're good friends on the side of, the business aspect and everything else. And he's always asking, how is your soul today? And just reaching out to me. And I really do appreciate that. I would like to reach out more, but we're not going to dive into that. What we're going to dive into is the fact that he's given me solid advice. I've used it, I'm not saying that, you know, just because you take his advice, it's going to guarantee you something, but I did take his advice. I implemented it to my mod team, to me, how I construct things, and ultimately, you inspired me to bring Words Are Hard back. Okay?
Hell
so,
yeah.
I mean, you know, we're here, we're doing it live, and it's fantastic. So thank you. It does work, you know. It's okay. Like, it's like if you have a friend, it's like, so what's my favorite?
I told you anything you didn't know. Like, everything that I told you was nothing new.
It was a different perspective. It was a different perspective.
And was hearing it from someone that loved and supported you and wanted to see your success, and helped you to see all the things that you already know, so that way you could reaffirm to yourself that you already have all the tools.
And surrounding yourself with good people, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Is that food? I'm sorry. Do we have
did
you bring something for me?
My daughter just
Oh my
came down.
god, we got tacos. Yes, let's go.
I was trying to do it low key, but she just dropped them in.
All good. So, okay. So
that's my support system. Is I do have some people as well that, even though food is important, and I know this,
and you just got reminded,
my own life coaches.
You know,
I've got my own life coaches that just come in and be like, low key, here you go.
Low key,
like,
you need sustenance. So you need food.
Yeah.
And what better than tacos? Because tacos are amazing. We love tacos.
This is it.
Diving into our next one, we are going to have a certain competition that I did not tell you about. We are going to have a silly face competition now.
Oh, I'm
down.
So we
start over the hats and now silly faces. So I want you to give me like the most ridiculous, derpiest face that you can Like, I want you just to lay it on me.
When I was a kid, I think I was like everybody else, where you would kind of take a nod from Jim Carrey and other such people, and you'd spend hours in the mirror just being like. Those days are gone. I haven't made a silly face in a long time in the mirror, so we're gonna try it. Ready? Okay, here we go. This may be it may form as it's happening.
You got it.
Ready?
I believe it.
Okay. Like a sculptor live.
Okay.
No.
That's good.
That's what I got.
All right.
I couldn't even see. My eyes were so cross-eyed.
You're good.
Okay. Your turn. Let's see what you got. Oh, that's Yep.
How's it going?
Yeah, no, I think you're nailing that.
Squeakers. You want some squirrels? We got acorn. Don't drink this cause poison. That was good. So, just like with the hats, comment down below who made the more silly face. Was it Super? Was it me?
No, man,
comment down below.
I can't beat that tongue.
No. Your face was like, you're like going in there.
I think mine looked like I was trying too hard, and it would be accurate. Yeah.
It looked painful. Like when you was doing it, I'm like, are you okay? Don't hurt yourself. So, Super, last but not least.
Sure.
Or actually two more things. Tell us where we can find you, what platforms you're on and everything else. Just go for it. Everything that you do.
Sure. Yeah, I'm on Twitch on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at noon Eastern Standard Time for the Positive Power Hour with I'm a variety just chatter is what I like to call myself. I do challenges, I do games, I do a lot of just chatting and themes. I do talk shows, game shows, any opportunity to be able to interact with chat. I am all in. And again, the Wednesdays is Horror Hump Day. So if you like horror, come in and join us where I try and play horror games. I scream as easily as I laugh. So definitely feel free to join us then if you're a big fan of horror. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We've been doing just shorts so far for YouTube. I'm also on Twitter, but for YouTube, like I said, we're going to be releasing our first ever long form video. So we're very excited about that, and a lot of plans to do some more of our game shows, to do more of our just chatting stuff, super reacts, and other things that we do live in stream. We're going to be doing some of those off stream specifically for YouTube, and hopefully have the opportunity to be able to include streamers as well for some of those YouTube videos. So a lot going on the frying pan between
That's a
all of
lot.
those platforms.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for
Yeah,
you.
I'm
Is
excited
there
too.
anything else you would like to add before we wrap things up, my friend?
You know what? I will just say what I like to say at the end of all of my streams, which is to everybody, you know, like life is good, life is beautiful. Find people that accept you for who you are, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. And no matter where you are in the universe, if you're ever feeling like you're not enough, then feel free to stop by, because, you know, no matter what you are in the world, whether you're there for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, or 5 hours, you're enough. And so, you know, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and be you, because you're enough.
Be happy, be healthy, and be super. Thank you so much for stopping on in. My name is Mad Viking King. Thank you all so much for stopping on by. Words are hard. Also, to tell you a little bit about mine, I also stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do Monday, right now we're doing Madison, where you can see me crapping my pants, and it's absolutely terrifying. Wednesdays, we're doing Final Fantasy XIV online, and Fridays and Saturdays, we are starting Monster Hunter Rise, diving back into the monster world. So thank you again for being here. Super, I love your face. Thank you so much. This is Words Are Hard. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you.